The other type of winter protection I'd like to talk to you about is damage from snow and ice. When we have a really heavy snow event, it tends to push all the branches down. Ice is even worse. The ice will gather on the branches, and as they get heavy, they just bend way down. Most evergreens are fine, and they really don't need protection from the snow and ice. I mean, most junipers and pines and so on, they can take the weight because their branches are thick enough. The group of plants that are a real problem for this are upright junipers. When I first moved into this property, I did plant a number of them, and I just found they were a lot of trouble. We just get too much ice, and they get damaged, and then they look crappy. And so I only have a couple left, and unfortunately, this is the only one I can really get to for this video. It's not in great shape, and I probably will be taking it out. You don't have this problem with the horizontal junipers so much, but the vertical ones are an issue. The reason is that they don't have a nice central trunk with branches coming out like most plants. They have a whole bunch of vertical trunks, and coming off the trunks are branches, but the branches are very vertical. None of them are very thick. So it's very easy for me to bend these down like this. And of course the ice does the same thing. Once we get some snow and ice on here, it just bends the whole thing down. If it bends it too far, they break. Or if we get an ice storm and the ice is sitting on here for several days, they just never straighten properly again, and then you've got a crooked looking tree. If you have a tree like this, there is some value in protecting it in the winter. And there's two ways to do this. The first is your traditional burlap. Wrap it around and make it a nice tight fit. The burlap will prevent these from coming down. It'll prevent the ice from catching the tips and bending them, because everything will be tied up nice and tight like this. Now that works pretty good, but there's an easier solution. You can get the same effect just by using string. Take the string and tie it to one of the central trunks near the bottom of the plant. Now take the string and simply go around and around the bush, tightening the branches as you go. Space the string sort of 6 to 8 inches apart. Tighten it as you go. When you get to the top, tie it off. It gives a really good protection. It's a lot easier than doing the burlap thing and works just as well. These junipers are very hardy and they don't seem to dry out with the wind, so you don't need the extra protection from the wind. You just need to keep the branches upright. Once the danger of ice storms is past, come along and take off the string. Now I like to use jute in the garden for a couple reasons. One is it's a natural product, so I'm hoping that using jute is a little more environmentally friendly than using plastic string. But the reason I really like it is that it decomposes automatically in the garden. It lasts about a year. So if I happen to leave some tied onto a branch somewhere, it just rots away and doesn't harm the branch. You do the same thing with some plastic and it's there for many years, and as the branch grows, the plastic actually restricts the growth and kills that branch. And if it's a main trunk, it can kill the whole tree. Jute won't do that because it naturally decomposes. I have a number of other videos to help you take care of your trees and shrubs, and I'll put a link to those in the corner. Happy gardening!